Ooh. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's video. I look like a ghost. I swear it's a sunspot. Don't blame me. Welcome, guys. We're having a little vlog for you today. We got a couple little things. I got a part I need to install, which I probably won't install because I'm gonna get smacked in the face with an airbag, which we'll get to later. But first, welcome to Driven by Jordan. We have two cars featured in today's video. Well, maybe two. So far, one. Right now, I'm staring at a 2021 C63, fully optioned out, beautiful spec. Just a car that I wanted to see. A buddy of mine, Nick's brother of Ryan. If you guys remember the video I did with the RS3, he ordered a C63, been waiting on it since June, and it finally arrived. So I wanted to do a video with it. Kind of been like deep into the AMG world lately. You guys saw I did a video with the E63, and I love that thing, and I would buy one, and I really want a wagon, but I'd have to sell my GT4, and that doesn't even make any logical sense. But over here, first of all, hey, what's going on, guys? That is a C63. My M2's parked up behind it, which I got something on the M2. If you didn't see my Instagram story, I'll show you in a second. But that is it. Matte black. Do these come with carbon ceramics? You can option carbon ceramics.
I didn't get it because
there's really no
like
point,
$6 grand.
Not worth it. We'll kind of give you a little tour of the car. We'll get some cool shots. First, let me show you my license plate. That's what it is. Spoiler alert. Ha. I know I'm selling the car, so it doesn't make any sense, but I did order this like 9 months ago. Bam! Bam! Well, it pretty much says exactly what it is. It says black M2. But it's kind of just nice to have like a black license plate on my car because the whole car is black anyway. Everything's blacked out. Minus the M2. Maybe I should do that soon or just sell the car. But for those wondering why it says black M2, it's not really just trying to be obvious. Like, obviously it is a black M2. I don't really need a license plate for that. Well, A, I mean, it's a cool license plate to have. Like, who has that? And I've already had a lot of people who want it. B, it is a black shadow edition. So like, it actually makes sense. Like black M2, like this is the black M2, 1 of 50 black shadow edition M2. So that's kind of the cool thing with the license plate, why I wanted it. And I got like the little Kith license plate frame, so it looks cool. Next to my black M2 is the black C63, which we'll get some shots of now. The interior on this thing is my favorite thing about Mercedes. I mean, it's not an E-Class, but compared to my M2, right? Obviously, this is like a little bit higher of a price bracket, but even in the used market, it's really not far off. Hello? I mean, obviously 2021, but even when these came out, I think 2016, 2015 maybe even was first year, pretty similar interior, pretty similar car, blows the M2 out of the water. BMWs, you need to step your shit up. Really cool car. I love these. The only reason, I mean, I kind of was looking at these for a little while. It's just like, I'm trying to get out of my rear-wheel drive car and then not into another rear-wheel drive car. Not that that really matters, and I love rear-wheel drive cars. I guess let's go on this thing, let's go for a little cruise. Hopefully Nick doesn't kill me, and then we'll continue. Dude, these things pull. I drove one of these a long time ago. I had a video, I think it was even on my main channel, back before I even had a car channel. I did really, really enjoy it. But it might not have been an S, for all I remember. Your exhaust, oh yeah. These things sound good too.
Once we put a little bit of gas in it, I feel like the pops, that's what I was like, the pops like pop more.
Do these only come with sunroofs? Because I know the E63s are the same.
I like to have a crack open, just for like fresh air, but then like, I can't like close the, you know?
Yeah. And they look funny from the outside, in my opinion. So a buddy of mine, Composer, I'm sure you guys have seen him on the internet, or maybe you even know some of the artists he produces for. Composer has one of these, and it was at AGX on a day I was there. I don't remember what was happening. I just happened to be standing behind it during a cold start, and it literally scared the shit out of me. It was that loud. Especially Mercedes, like, the engines usually sound mean, but they're not that gnarly. Like, that cold start scared me. So these things can sound really crazy. And even stock with, like, this is a sports exhaust, it sounds phenomenal. Yeah, this does pull really hard. Wow. You can get these Coupe C63S's, like the first years they were making these, like down in the 50s. which is pretty crazy. The interior is what gets me every time. There is an E63, you guys know I love my E63s. There's an E63 wagon at Porsche downtown LA, fully optioned. Carbon everywhere, carbon steering wheel, magneto silver, or whatever they call it. It is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. And there was a week where I went through a phase where I was going to trade, or just, I was considering, very mildly considering trading my GT4. Obviously I would never do that, but it was fun to think about because the spec was so good. I was asking him why this doesn't burble. Like, sports exhaust is on, sport mode is engaged, and we're in an AMG and it didn't burble, and I was confused. He's like, because we don't have gas. It's like, listen. I'm like, what? But I've never heard of that in my entire life. Literally, I guess if this car's low on fuel, it won't like push fuel out. Since obviously on 99% of these cars these days, the burbles are kind of just wrapped into the ECU. This will literally only burble when you have gas. So that's the fun fact of today's video. We just got out of an E63 recently, so this will be a fresh new video. One of my buddies used to have a 4-door when they first came out, and he was like full stage 2+. That car was mental. When I drove the Coupe, it might have just been the C63. And I don't exactly know what the difference is. I'm sure it's a decent power difference, but and we're off, folks. Yeah, this thing pulls. And like the traction's pretty impressive for like a rear-wheel drive car. Like my car's literally, my M2 is literally slower than this, I think, and spins tires in first gear like crazy, which is just like doesn't make any logical sense.
Well, what tires are you on?
You're also on Cup 2s, and I'm on Super Sports right now, I think. I wanted to do Cup 2s in my car, but it's also the M2, and I think at this point I'm ready to put like the opposite of tires on my car. I'm ready to like put some fucking all-season tires on that thing and be able to go drive through like road trips and stuff like that. Yeah, these things pull, dude, with a quick tune too. I like how I'm like the worst example on YouTube. Like, I hang out with you guys. I'm like, you guys should do down by blah, 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 blah. If your dad's watching, don't do that. No tunes for you guys.
He lit us up the other day about the exhaust stuff.
Really? That's the thing with these. Like, I think they're like the perfect daily drivers. And obviously, I'm promoting it like everyone can buy them. Like, obviously, Mercedes, you're gonna pay a little interior premium. But if you can, and they're in your, it's so good. Obviously, like now everything's getting a little more automated. But like the fact that they're still putting V8s in their cars. Like, what other companies are really using V8s right now? Ferrari.
BMW has that made.
McLaren, every engine right now until the Artura was a V8. Beamer still has their V8 in the M5 CS or M5 and M5 CSs. I'd be so curious. Maybe I'll have one for a day for some reason to drive one of these in the canyons. Like I've never taken a Mercedes, not an AMG GT, not an E63 ever on a canyon. The E63 I kind of messed around through like LA's curvy roads, but that's like bird streets and that's absolutely ass. But I could feel the way that car handled. It felt way smaller than it was. Coming through, thank you. Transmission's super good. That's another thing with these cars I like. I'm not a huge fan of the downshifts in Mercedes. The upshift's super quick. Maybe that's just bad, let's see. Oh no, it's pretty instantaneous. I like it.
A lot louder on the outside than inside.
Oh, of course.
Because like my brother was showing me that video, I'm like,
especially these days.
Yeah.
Especially his car. His car's the definition of that.
Yeah, I know.
The RS3 on the inside
I know.
is very bad with getting audio to the cockpit.
I feel like that's with all Audis besides like the R8. Like with my car, I had an Audi before, like you don't hear the inside.
Nothing.
That's why I keep wanting to make it louder, and then I finally like heard it from the outside, and now I don't care to make it any louder.
Whereas like my GT4 is terrifying on both the inside and the outside. It was kind of a quick little review. We obviously didn't take the car in the canyons or anything. I didn't even expect him to let me drive. He just bought the car. I wasn't going to ask him to drive it. So shout out Nick. Again, we will do a video with an AMG in the canyons soon. Maybe on the track. Maybe I'll be on the track one day and I'll drive an AMG. I don't know. But as far as like daily ability goes, they're like, in my opinion, kind of the best cars right now for the money. And it's kind of weird to say because Mercedes can run you a really big price tag. But like just the interior, the ride quality, they're just good cars. I'm kind of fond of them lately. Not as big of a fan of the C63 as I am of the E63. Obviously, to me, the E63 with all-wheel drive and drift mode is the coolest in my humble and honest opinion. It was a car I kind of wanted to make a video on this channel about. I think I literally made a video with that Gen C63 on my main channel, like that long ago when I was literally making car videos on my main channel. I think. I could be wrong. You can go back on this channel and check, but I don't know. I think we're ending it here, guys. I love you very much. I hope you guys enjoyed today's quick video. Some of that stuff that I said today, we'll have to do another video just because it's getting dark. It's a late day. That's not a thing. I don't know what I'm saying. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.